How has Ring of Honor changed in your time there since you walked in that door?
Oof. Uh, oh, that's a good one. Very good one. I mean, I mean, a big thing is the locker room, and the locker room, I feel, has gotten a little stronger as far as more camaraderie and people kind of looking out for each other. Prior to the past maybe 7 8 months, there was a kind of a lot of cliques, a lot of guys kind of clicking up, and it was very segregated. There's these guys over here, those guys over there, everybody else over here. But I think just as of late, it's been really awesome having like the bond that we all have. Office has always been, they're the office man, like a bit. They're always, doing the stuff that they need to do, and they're pretty good about keeping in touch with us with what we need. And so like that hasn't really changed. It's always been pretty fluid for the most part. But you gotta take the good with the bad, right?
So one of the things that I've talked on the record with probably 4 or 5 ROH wrestlers about, it's something that I've at least reported on it several times. Ring of Honor brought like all of you in for a meeting and said, "What do you want us to do? How can we improve?" What did that say to you as a performer in Ring of Honor that they were willing to do that?
Oh yeah, we did that about a year ago, maybe, I think. I think stuff like that is pretty important, because if you have the same kind of brain running the operation, right? If you're constantly doing the same thing and you're getting like minimal or the same results, we have to mix things up. And we have a very large collective group of individuals who have ideas and who have been in the business for a long time or just come from other places, and they like experience from there. So being able to kind of have a free form to say, hey, what about this? We ended up putting like, oh man, they wrote it on the wall. I think it was over like 75, almost 100 like things that just ideas or things that could be improved upon, or just ideas in general. And it was pretty cool to have like kind of even footing with the office guys and just be able to speak freely and kind of just voice our opinions. I thought it
And
was great.
I heard that like the majority of those things were implemented, or at least the wheels were in motion to implement those things.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that were said that we started to notice almost immediately, and obviously COVID kind of threw a lot of things off track, but I think we were about to do something like really incredible and very very new to put us on the forefront of wrestling, and hopefully things go back to normal, and that's still going to happen.
Another maybe not interesting to me topic that was kind of polarizing. I don't know if it came out of that meeting, but I remember last year I had Ring of Honor wrestlers. Some of them loved it, some of it hated it when they switched to the white ring mat. Where are your stances on white ring mats?
Yeah, it's like a light gray. It's like, oh man, I like the classic, the black and red. I think that's really cool. I know I hate to like even like say it's like NXT and like WWE have different things for different events, and I think that's cool to kind of mix things up a little bit. It makes the presentation stand out a little bit. So maybe on like special events, or we would have a different color ring, because there's so much black in the
Yes.
and the ropes and the everything else, and I think
Buckles,
like
barricades, floor mats, it's all black.
yeah, so having like the difference would be, I think it just adds to the quality of the show. But I don't know, like if you guys have noticed the production value with just the pure stuff
Oh
alone,
yeah.
like they look incredible. So it's just a matter of time before like some like things get changed like that. I think if we could go back to maybe a more classic look here and there, just adds a little more prestige to certain events. Like Final Battle coming up, man. If we had just an old school Ring of Honor canvas for that, would be so sweet, and I think it could probably just bring a little bit more life to it.
Yeah, and I mean, most wrestlers these days are working in black ring gear too. So I mean that I think that the contrast is kind of nice, and the revamp from even the production. My God, it looks so much better for the pure tournament. Like different angles, everything looked smoother. You could tell there was a concentrated effort there.
Yeah, I mean the production does a great job, man. I mean if you talk to any of the boys that are, the talent guys specifically, like, oh man, we had such a long day, but no, we really did, man, like, 6, 7, 8 hours, it's really not that bad. But the production guys, then they're there like, 10, 12, 14 hours, man. Those guys are killing it, and just to make sure we have, the right lighting, music, and everything. Those guys are slaying it, and it shows, man. Like everything looks great.
So thus far, we've not got to see you team with Silas since the reboot, obviously for obvious reasons. Do you see that continuing? 2 guys, 1 tag.
Oh, 2 guys, 1 tag forever, dude. Yeah, man. The Pure thing was, happened, and we're doing some taping and stuff now as we speak. And so I don't think there's any plans for us to not be a team together.
Nice.
I know Silas loves me too much to leave, so it's Silas and Joshy all day, baby.
Every time I interview him, we play manly or not manly, and I give him probably about 10 topics, and he tells me whether or not they're manly. I desperately need to do a new one with him, because I think there's a lot of things in this pandemic world that he could kind of chime in on.
Yeah, Silas is definitely epitomizes the manly persona, that's for sure.